Emerick, you've said Avatar a couple of times, and I don't want people to get that mixed up with the movie that's come out. I haven't gone to see it yet, but I hear it's an incredible movie. An avatar is an imaginary persona of a
Mhm.
typical client, someone who you want to do business with. And
Yeah.
so, in creating an avatar, you've got to understand everything there is to know about that client because that's the client you want to do business with. You want to know their goals, you want to know their fears, you want to know what they do, what their values are. There's so much to know. You want to basically build a life, a person. And once you build that life, that person with all their goals, their fears, their challenges, what their just anything you can think of. There's a whole list of characteristics, by the way, in building an avatar, and we can get into that maybe a little bit later. But you want to describe for yourself, for the purposes of then building a brand that meets the client's, your future client's perspective on who you are. Who would they want to do business with? And then
Mhm.
once you know who this client is, then you can work on making sure you can meet that client's needs. You have the skill set, you have the education, you have the personality, you have everything that client might need because you have created that client. You've built an avatar of your future or prospective client.
Yeah, and that's really key, Eric. One of the things that hurts so many of us in this business and where we lose clients is because we can't manage expectations. And so knowing your avatar, knowing your client allows you to manage expectations, which ultimately gets you to the success line of completing the transaction and being able to serve your clients appropriately.
One of the easy ways to build an avatar is to kind of start with education and profession. So, for example, you want to deal with people with MBAs or PhDs, or people who work in education, or you want to deal with doctors or lawyers or, uh, construction, people involved in construction or nurses or architects, or you want to deal with actors or designers. I mean,
Right.
starting with a profession is an easy way to start building your avatar and then their education. Because, like, for example, if you've ever done business with an engineer, you know you better have your numbers together. They love looking at graphs. They love looking at statistics. They love reading the breakdown. Your net sheet better be on point. They love processes. You better be able to explain things clearly. And so, someone who was was an engineer, a civil engineer, or any type of engineering, and they decided to get into real estate, for sure, they should be working with other engineers because it would be a perfect match. It would be a perfect avatar for them.
Mm. And that's a great way of putting it. One of the things that of what we're talking about, your audio and your video matching, is so many times your client base is reflective of who you are. And so if you're forming an avatar, take a look at yourself. Take a look at the things that you like. Take a look at what excites you, and you can anchor that to a client.
Wow. And until you do that, man, can you really build a brand? Because a brand is about, you know, who you want the world to know
Right.
you are, right? It's your values, your messaging, your expertise, your knowledge, and so you're building this brand to attract the customer that you want. And one of the great things, Emerick, about being self-employed or an independent contractor as a real estate agent is that ultimately it is our decision. Yes, the client may choose us, and yes, we target particular clients that fit our avatar. But at the end of the day, you
Mhm.
are your own boss. You're the captain of your own ship. You're the master of your own destiny. You ultimately choose the client you want to work with.
Absolutely. And you never want to be at that place where you have to work with people because you have no choice except to work with them. You always want to have yourself, and again, your business plan will do this. You always want to be in a place where you have the ability to fire a client. because they sure will fire you. So you should always have yourself in a place where you fire a client and not be in that place where you won't fire a client because that's your only client. When you know yourself, right? You know your client, you're purposeful, intentional because of your business plan, your business will have a high level of success. It just will.
And you will then be building a brand.
Yes.
People will know who you are, and they'll know exactly why you are a valuable resource, because you're building information, you're creating information, you're creating content, you're doing things, you're saying things that support who you are and the clients you want to serve.
And you know, that's a big deal. That is a big deal, knowing and understanding the clients that you want to serve. Because at that point, right, when you don't know what clients you want to serve, then this business becomes a task. Because there's that internal fight again. There's an internal fight, and you want to avoid that internal fight because, you know, truly, you want to have an enjoyable place to do business, an enjoyable manner in which to do business, because you clearly understand that you're again, I keep saying it, you're intentional and you're on purpose, which is huge.
Emerick, this has been a great session, part one of branding and the business of real estate, or creating your business plan as a real estate agent for 2023. And our focus today is on branding. And as you can see, there's a lot to it, and we're not even done. In our next session, we're going to talk about the next step, because once you have kind of clarified who your client is and you understand their needs, you've built your avatar, right? And then we really need to drill down to creating the messaging around that.
Yes.
And so that you can really establish your brand, and you can begin to build momentum in attracting people that want to do business with you. So this is just the beginning. This is part one. More to come on business planning for real estate agents in 2023 with the fabulous, the incredible Emerick Peace. Please check out his show called The Phenomenal World, My Phenomenal World, in which he's talking about real estate and life in general. Emerick, thank you so much for part one. I'm looking forward to part two.
Thank you, Eric. I'm excited about part two. The deeper we go, the better we prepare ourselves, the better we prepare our customers and clients, and the more value we add to the listeners and viewers of The Power Is Now.
Well, folks, that's a wrap. Part one, business planning for real estate agents in 2023. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Subscribe to Emerick's YouTube channel, his Facebook. Watch him on all of his social media platforms. Watch us on all of our social media platforms. Please download the TV app, Power Is Now TV, on any Android or iPhone or just any device. You can find us. You can also watch us on Apple TV, Roku, Fire TV, any smart TV, and soon to be other platforms in 2023. 2023 is going to be an incredible year for The Power Is Now. We are leading the conversation about real estate. We really are. We have a singular focus on homeownership and building wealth in real estate. We're supporting real estate professionals and consumers to achieve their goals. Why? Because the power really is now. We are at our best and we maximize our success when we act now. Thank you for watching. Have a wonderful day.